Hello and welcome to IBC 2024. This is kind of a live podcast, not that it's actually live, we're recording it, but we're recording it live in the show, and hopefully the background noise is enough to give you the atmosphere in the room, on the booth, but not so much noise that you can't hear what we're saying. But the tests we did revealed that the audio should be okay if we do it like this. Anyway, so welcome for Time for Tea with Andy. I have my cup of tea here in the room with me. I also have two esteemed colleagues, so I'm just going to get them to introduce themselves very briefly, and then we're going to cut into what we're going to be talking about. So first, this gentleman on my right.
Hi, I'm David Walker. I am VP of Solutions Engineering EMEA.
Wonderful. And on my left,
Martin Paskin, product owner of VX.
And there's more to come about that in just a few minutes' time. So first of all, the show, this is exciting. I think this is my 32nd IBC, but it's my first IBC with a peer. So I think we've just clocked up 11 months with a peer. So that's very exciting to be part of this. It's exciting to see how a peer does IBC and all the stuff that's happening. But obviously for us, in a peer, it's exciting to be talking about the new stuff that we've got on the stand. So first of all, David, can you just give us a whistle-stop tour of some of the new things that which we're actually showing and talking about here?
Yeah, of course. So some of the new features we're talking about is our new improved lower latency on HEVC and AVC. In some scenarios, we're below 150 milliseconds now. Our new 100 gig black plane, which is got TRO7, JPEG XS, and NMOS functionalities in there. We can also talk about some of the ASRT improvements we made around increased density, increased throughput on the card. And another main one is we've actually doubled our JPEG XS deinterlacer capacity on the card. So we've gone from 2 to 4 on our cards now.
Wow, so lots of things, and I think the exciting thing about that for me is whilst we've got several new initiatives we're going to talk about in a minute that we're launching here, the X platform is the thing that we are continuing to invest in very heavily, and really listening to customers and what they're looking for. So in case this podcast comes out early enough, I did a presentation on the booth today, but tomorrow, which will be Saturday, which maybe the podcast will be out by if our team manages to do that, this gentleman here on my left, Mr. Martin Paskin, is going to be launching or talking about VX. So in a nutshell, Martin, what is VX?
So VX is a really exciting new platform that we're building. It's based on a framework which allows us to put functionality on that framework. So to start with, we're going to be launching it so it works within an instance, but our aim is to actually build distributed architectures within software to complement the X platform we've got. So to start with, we're going to be building an IP/IO gateway along with SRT, and the exciting thing about the SRT is we've taken the functionality that we built in the X platform, completely built it from the ground up ourselves. So that's how we get the 6 gigabits a second, the ability to do JPEG XS TRO7 UHD through the X platform. We'll be able to take all of that through to the cloud infrastructures or private data center infrastructures based on that code that we built ourselves. So it's really exciting.
Yeah, and I think we're doing some demonstrations of some elements of that we're talking about. One of the things for me, this is really exciting. So basically, it's a complementary software platform to our established product range, which we are continuing to develop. And one of the exciting things is the engagement we're having in the industry in terms of the openness and interoperability. I think that's a key thing for us, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been really interesting actually. Even before we started developing this, we had some key conversations with tier 1 sports broadcasters, primarily in the UK and the US, asking them what they were looking at their next generation production systems. So this is the aim, is to bring the peer connectivity all the way from the camera at the live events and bring that up into the production systems as close as we can. So our aim is to push development into doing transcoding into the cloud infrastructures, either on TR07 or with NDI potentially. And the key thing there, though, for us is, whilst we're going to build a platform which allows us to be secure and scalable underneath, but the key thing is about managing to be within all of those standards. So we're not building something which is a closed architecture. We're building something which is open. We can work with other vendors. We can work with our customers to build, quite interesting dynamic infrastructures for them, so they can build event-led infrastructures to do tier 1 broadcasting, but they can then shrink that back down again. But if we've got if they've got compute in a private data center and they need to extend that for a really big event, for instance, Olympics we've just had, that's massive. So it's around about the elasticity of that, where they can then go into cloud infrastructures and manage their architecture and scale it as they need it for the event. Not just, we've built an infrastructure that's ready to go. This is about managing next generation production.
Wonderful. So again, Martin's talking about this tomorrow, and I'm sure if we don't manage to get that covered, we will make sure that we actually do something with the podcast later on to expand on that a little bit more. I'm really excited by the openness of what we're doing. I've been co-chairing some work in the VSF and the GCCG, and I'm very excited that the guys in the background, as well as deving all the stuff which we're launching at IBC, have actually prototyped that GCCG interface as well, that compute-centric interface, which is really, really good. So, David, back to you. So on the booth, as well as demonstrating some of those things we're talking about, we're also showing some monitoring capability. And one of the things that I know has really captivated some of our customers is how we're integrating Prometheus. Do you want to just explain a little bit about what that is and what that enables customers to do?
Yes, so the Prometheus integration allows them to use their centralized monitoring system to look at the overall performance of the APIA chassis, pick up any issues. We're talking about the sustainability points at the moment. One of the metrics we can look at is the current watts usage, or the current wattage usage of a unit. So you can fully load a unit and go, oh, actually I'm using 500 watts an hour, for example. So you're able to measure that, to measure your carbon footprint. You can look at fan speeds, ambient temperatures, CPU levels, card performance. So a lot of these metrics are being pulled back, and in today's society and today's business, a lot of is about metrics, about how the unit's performing, what's happening. So we're getting a lot of feedback from our customers around particularly the monitoring efficiencies we can get at the moment. So.
And as well as those, if you like, chassis-type performance metrics, we also can get a diagnostics on the performance of the feeds themselves.
Correct, yes. So we can pass back things like CC errors, if you're talking in the transport stream level. We can look at issues on the SDI inputs coming in, signal loss, black, freeze frames, etc. So we can pick up on these specific metrics that the customer needs to alert on, needs to monitor on, or can choose to ignore.
And all of those plug into an industry standard tool. That's the key thing.
Yeah, so and that's the fact with them. You can plug into a Grafana dashboard. You could build an end-to-end Grafana dashboard from your OB truck right through to your direct-to-consumer output there, and monitor every step of the workflow.
Cool. Now moving on to Sunday, what's happening on Sunday at the show. I'm speaking on the boat, so you might be able to get there if there's any seats left. I'm not sure there are in the afternoon on Sunday, but on the booth at 3:30 Sunday afternoon, you're talking. Just give us a 30-second taster, David, of what you're going to be talking about here on the booth on Sunday afternoon.
So I'm going to be talking about ground-to-cloud technologies, some of the pitfalls, some of the common use cases. I've chosen 3 common use cases to talk through in depth. We'll be talking through the pitfalls, the advantages, how you can do it, how it integrates in with the new VX solution we've got there, and obviously how openly we can work with other partners and third parties around providing the best solutions for our customers.
Very good. So if you're free on Sunday afternoon, do come and check that out. That would be really great. One of the other key launches that we're doing this IBC, which we haven't covered specifically yet, is the APX solution proposition. And that's really important because that for us in APIA is effectively a solution wrap that goes on top of both all of our products, be they the existing X platform products and the new VX platform, the software platform that Martin's going to be talking about. Also, we're going to be integrating and proving integration with in other industry capabilities. So we recognize that Appear is never going to actually supply the whole live production chain. So it's important that we engage with key industry partners. So part of the proposition is de-risking integration, because we're actually proving that integration. Another key part of that is the services that go alongside that, the support, licensing, where we've continually had requests from customers for more flexible licensing structures, so we're going to be addressing that, and also the ability to manage and control the estate of suite of products that we're supplying to a customer. So all of those wrap up to something very exciting that we're going to be doing. All of these things are a journey. So both the VX launch and the APX launch. This is the start here, but it's not the end. We're actually going to be, for several years now, continuing to evolve these capabilities, and I think that's the exciting message about what we're doing here at IBC. So hopefully that's given you a whistle-stop tour of some of the stuff that's happening at IBC. We're going to do another more in-depth, probably slightly quieter podcast when we get back to base. But I thought it was great just to give you everyone a little flavour of what's happening here at the show. So hopefully you've enjoyed that, and we look forward to talking with you and sharing more with you back at base. In the meantime, it's a goodbye from David and from Martin and myself at IBC 2024, and wherever you are, have a good day.